Here is a brief history of the Hurley Demo Garden, located at Hurley Elementary School in Visalia. In May of 2010, the Hurley PTA president, an avid gardener, designed the 12 garden beds plus a large pumpkin patch. The neighborhood church had volunteers come to dig up and set up the garden, which is funded through the PTA and donations. Sue Shefferly's grandkids attended Hurley at the time, and because she was just about to become a master gardener, the principal put her in charge. At this time, Lewis Nurseries donated vegetable seedlings to plant, and in the following weeks, classes with teachers came out to get instructions and plant the garden. It sounded like a grand plan. Sue's husband put in the irrigation system, complements of Toro micro irrigation. Over the summer, Sue maintained the garden, and by fall, it was a jungle. She tried to get the teachers and classes to go out and maintain the garden, but guess what? Yep, no classes came. Teachers were asking Sue instead to come into the classroom and give lessons on gardening. Kiddingly, she told them she was too busy harvesting, weeding, and pulling out plants. Instead, Sue began the Hurley Garden Club. With just Sue, a few parent volunteers, and 75 to 100 kids, there were gobs and gobs of vegetable plants that needed to be harvested and torn out. The kids had a heyday. Sue ended up creating 2 bi-weekly groups to make it more manageable, but it was still a task to manage that many kids with so few volunteers. Then, in 2014, Sue proposed to the Master Gardener Board of Directors to turn all but 4 garden beds into a Master Gardener Demo Garden. This was approved by the board, the Master Gardener Coordinator, and the Area Superintendent of Northwest Visalia Schools. A Master Gardener Committee was formed, and in May of 2014, the Demo Garden Committee members and spouses began the dauntless project of digging up all the beds to line them with gopher wire. They had help from parents and Hurley kids. What a project! At the Demo Garden, there are 6 garden beds: pollinator, succulent, themed bed, herb, square-foot garden, and salad bed. Sue wrote a couple of grants, and the first plantings happened that fall. Then, in early 2015, 2 more beds were added by Peyton with drought-tolerant ground cover and the California native front and back yards. Finally, Sharon, a former neighbor of Sue's, retired and became a master gardener in June of 2014. She became Sue's right hand at the garden. The first official Master Gardener work day was in May of 2015. In April of 2016, there was the first public garden visitation in conjunction with the Sequoia Garden Club and their Spring into Gardening event. Hurley gets open to the public for this event and also a tree pruning demo in January or February, at least in non-COVID times. This past summer, Sue and her crew kept Hurley Garden Club beds planted with vegetables and want to continue these plantings, donating the product to local food banks until the kids can come back to the garden. Don't chop the hose. Hold it up.
Wow. Ta-da!
And here's the garden after a very successful rainy work day that we had in December. In January 2020, Jane Bodine gave us a fruit tree pruning demonstration that was very informative. And as the sign says, together we can make a difference.